So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world. And welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector. And today I'm joined by Didi Reaper. He's the lead singer for the band Open Surgery. They just released an album last Friday called Absolute Destruction. So, first of all, Didi, how are you?
I'm all good. How are you, man?
I'm good. Can I call you Didi?
Yeah, call me Daniel. That's fine.
Yeah, Daniel. Okay, so I'm doing good. Thank you for joining. So yeah, the band Open Surgery. So you've been around more than 10 years. You have two previous albums and EP, and this is your third full length. So for people that haven't heard listened to Open Surgery, describe a little bit of like what the band sounds like.
I mean, it's a big mix of, or not so much of a mix, but it's a lot of Florida death metal influences in there, along with some Swedish death metal. But mainly, I think we take the most inspiration from the Florida death metal scene in the
Okay,
90s, I would say.
nice. So this album, called Absolute Destruction, uh, it's like lyrically, it's got a lot of like that death metal type of like inspiration to it. What's your process for like when you are writing the lyrics for this type of album?
Excellent question. Now, well, we tend to, I mean, you read a lot of shit in the news, you read stuff in books about, I mean, everything we write about has actually happened somehow in the real world. So we take inspiration from stuff we read in the news or wherever, I mean, in the internet, and take that as, yeah, we generally find a good title for what happened, and then we describe that series of events in different ways. Sometimes it's in the me form that I am the, yeah, that the lyrics are from the culprit's perspective, or it's from an out observer. I mean, we tend to try to vary that when we write new lyrics, so it's not the same stuff all the time. But it also depends on what the events were. The good an anecdote on that, the psychotic flamethrower maniac song lyrics were supposed to be about Pat O'Brien in Caliber Corpse, but we couldn't really figure out that amount of text to write about that event, so it ended up with a German mass murderer instead. But the lyrics were, yeah, that's the process. We own that song, for example.
Okay, and so for you, like growing up over there in Sweden, how much were you influenced by that Florida death metal sound? Like which like did you have a favorite band from that scene?
Yeah, from my perspective, it's always been Dayside has been my go-to band. My brother bought some bootleg cassettes with Dayside, and I was hooked from the beginning. We are a bit too young to have been part of this tape trading stuff, but yeah, I remember when my brother came home with that Dayside cassette bootleg of their first album.
Okay, so I want to show the artwork of the album that just
Yeah.
came out last Friday. So we can talk a little bit about the artwork. So here we have the artwork for Absolute Destruction. And it's funny, you have someone like apparently, are they listening to a radio while reading the news? Tell us a little bit about the inspiration for this artwork.
Yeah, well, the picture is actually taken from an old medical book, doctor's book from like the 30s or 40s in Sweden. And I don't actually remember exactly what she's doing, but it was something about cleaning the air or something with your lungs. Yeah, this is a depiction of one of these devices that are cleaning the air for your lungs.
Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty weird, but yeah. like I'm fascinated, and guess you are as well, looking at like old pictures of like things that we used the medicine used to do back in the day. But
Yeah,
if you think about it, you have to learn by trial and error.
yeah, sure. I mean, a lot of experiments have been performed over the centuries on actual human beings. And up
Yes.
until the 50s, 60s, a lot of strange things were going on, actually.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. So yeah, it's a cool album artwork, and it goes with the with the themes and the music. Do you have like right now out of this album, like do you have like right now a song that you would say, like if someone hasn't listened to Open Surgery and they want to listen to this album, like do you have like which song on this album would you say like best represents the band?
I think I would go for Sub-Zero Suffocation, actually. We also released a YouTube video for that, a playthrough video. And I mean, we tend to write catchy stuff, and that one is really catchy, I would say. So, and I really like how it turned out in the end.
Okay. So I know you write the lyrics, but you know, with death metal, sometimes like I think like writing lyrics, you have to write something that is catchy and like I don't know, it has a flow to it. How's like how like when you're writing stuff, are you thinking of like, okay, how is this going to sound vocally? Like how do you prepare for that?
Sometimes, yes, it depends. I mean, we are three that are writing lyrics in the band. Actually, it's me and the guitarist, the other guitarist, and the drummer. So it depends on who writes the song. But sometimes, like on the previous album, we wrote this song called "Open Surgery." So I wrote the riff "Open Surgery" after how the syllables are coming out of "Open Surgery." So yeah, sometimes we find a good string of lyric that will fit and then create a riff afterwards, or we do it the opposite. We create a good riff and then we write the lyrics. It's both ways, actually.
Okay. And you know, the album has been out now for a week. What has been the initial reception for this third record?
It's been awesome, man. I mean, everyone is giving it 4 out of 5 or 8.5 out of 10. We're right up there in the top of the lists review-wise. So I'm really happy that it's been received so well. A bit blown away, actually. I was not prepared for it.
And right now, you know, you have the album is out. Are you playing some shows now? Or like anything booked at the moment?
Nothing booked at the moment, but there are quite a few venues that we will contact in Sweden to start with to see where it ends up. But we are currently rehearsing and creating a live set. We haven't been rehearsing together. We have been writing and finalizing the album for a half a year or something. So it's time to get up to speed again together.
Yeah, I know that Sweden, you know, Sweden obviously very known for a lot of metal. And like I'm sure the metal scene there has always been like very great, very varied.
Yeah.
Like for you, you know, like has anyone like you and you got that's like that Florida death metal sound. What's the difference for you from the Florida death metal sound to that? I know the Gothenburg sound is like more melodic.
Mm-hmm.
But like uh why do you prefer that one that is more like that death metal like Florida style? Like do yeah, like because is that a preference that you always gravitated more to that style?
Yeah. Well, good good question. I mean, the Florida style is a bit more technical, I would say,
Mhm.
and a bit more groovy as well to me. And that's why I like it so much. That really hits my nerve. The Stockholm sound is a bit more, um, yeah, it can be, it depends on which one you're looking. I mean, Entombed, you have Grave, uh, Entrails, yeah, all of these Buzzsaw, I mean HM2 metal bands, a lot of D-beat and stuff like that. But I like the double bass going, and when it's grooving, you can nod your head real slow. And that really hits me. But I think in our band, everyone brings in their favorite part when we compile the songs. So I mean, we come from a bit different preference, but always meet up in the middle around the Florida death metal scene. And then we do some tours there and there. But I mean, the core I would say would be the Florida death metal. That's the best for me and for us.
Okay. So yeah, you know you have that sound, and so do you write the music first, or do you base music around the lyrics that you're writing? And plus, you told me that you're not the only one that writes the lyrics, so you have a few people writing the lyrics. Like, is there like a song where each one contributes to the lyrics, or like someone writes one lyric for one song, you write another, or have you like collaborated on one track?
We collaborate mainly. I mean, sometimes John comes with a text, the drummer, but mainly it's me and the other guitarist, Terje, that sit down and we figure out, okay, how should we put the syllables in on this riff. So we generally have a riff song ready, and then we put the lyrics onto there.
Okay. No.
So I mean, you always have to fit it somehow with the riff and the lyrics should fit together somehow. And then, yeah, we try to figure out how many syllables it can be, and then we write the verse on the verse riff based on that, what would fit. So, I mean, that's our way of handling that.
So you mentioned before that you're very influenced by Dayside. Is that musically or also like with the vocals?
Yeah, vocals, well, music, yes. I mean, I end up in these melodic, sort of melodic technical riffs. But also, I mean, Cannibal Corpse is a very big influence. And that I would be also lyrically, or vocally, I sound what I sound like, but it seems to be towards Corpse Grinder and Mr. Glenn Benton. So, I mean, you get the voice that you get, and mine seems to be working out quite well.
Yeah. So when you're go ready to play this type of music live, like do you do any like warm-ups for the throat? Because it's the type of music like you think like it can shred your vocal cords. How do you prepare for something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I try to do some. I watched a YouTube video, and it's just lately that I understood that it helps a lot doing this before the shows or before the rehearsal. So I warm up my normal voice like you would do, uh, anyone would do that is a singer, like these standard ones, prille prolle prille prolle. Yeah, just oh, trying to just open up the vocal cords, and then you also do these, try to find the so that you're prepared. But it takes quite some time to get it working as I want to. So it's like 15 minutes or something. Then I'm really good to go.
Yeah. And for you as a band, do you prefer the process of like when you're recording a record, or are you more of like a live band? Which experience like do you prefer?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I mean, playing live is a lot of waiting. It's a lot of waiting. You have to be at the venue at a certain time, and then it's hours to go until you get to play. And you don't. I don't drink beer before the show because I mean I'm trying to be a bit professional at least. Because they are coming to see me play, and I don't want to be drunk on stage.
Oh, that's a good thing.
But I like all the aspects. But I mean, now I'm very eager to come out to play live because we've been sitting in the studio recording and mixing and mastering and done that for a while. So I mean, I think that's the beauty of being in a band, that you have these different parts. There's the writing, then there's the playing, the rehearsing, and it's live. And yeah, it's a circle more or less.
Okay. And I know your last album came out in 2016, then you had an EP in 2018, so it's been a while. So
Yeah.
do you think are you already working on new stuff, or is it too soon?
No, we have a lot of material. That's why we want to get this one out. So I mean, we have a ton of riffs lying there waiting for us to finalize for songs. So we'll see what happens next. Maybe we will release 3 songs shortly, or we will create an album, depending on how fast it goes now. But we have so much material. And lyrical wise, there is a lot of strange things going on in the world, so there's always something to write about, you know?
There's always inspiration. So are you the type of band? I know that a lot of like death metal is inspired with like obviously zombies and like death stuff, but like how much of like current events do you like to put into the mix? Because I know writing about like zombies and stuff, it's cool, but sometimes like real human stuff that's happening, it's more scary. Like how much reality do you like to put into the lyrics of Open Surgery?
Yeah, it's the 100%. I mean, the first album we made some shit up, but after that we've only been writing lyrics about actual events, and most of them are historically. I mean, more than 100 years ago, but some of them are in present, or well, 70s mass murderers. Could be there was a Swedish woman, Bone Lust. I'm thinking about. She copulated with bones. She had a collection of bones, which she did sexual things with, and was really disturbed.
I would
Yeah,
say
stuff
she
like
was
that.
disturbed, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, this a lot. And I mean, the Ring of Absolute Destruction, it's about the Tsar bomba that the Russians or Soviet Union had, the biggest nuclear bomb ever released on Earth.
Yeah, well, a lot of scary stuff. Are you a fan of those like true crime documentaries that they have on Netflix, or because there's so many?
No, not so much. Not
Not
so
so,
much. No.
no, there's too much now. Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I've seen a few, but yeah, the thing is you're not there. You have material to keep writing more
Oh yeah.
open surgery. So before I let you go, like what can you tell? Like what are what does the rest of the year look like for open surgery?
All right. Yeah. So right now we have set a bunch of songs, like 20, 25 songs that we will rehearse and that we will be able to play live. And then we will set a live set from that and start looking for gigs. Actually, that's the next step.
Okay. Well, Didi, Daniel, I'd like to thank you, for taking some time of your day to chat with me about
Absolutely.
the album, about music and everything. So hopefully the album, I'll put the link for the people who want to get the album physically. Are there physical copies beside? I know it's online, but do you have any?
Not yet. No,
Not
not
yet.
yet.
So, but
No.
they can
So
buy
we'll
it on
see.
Bandcamp if they want to buy it,
Yeah,
like
yeah. Yes.
Bandcamp, but I'm guessing that's what's coming up. You will at some point release some physical
Oh
format
yeah. Oh yeah.
for the record. So vouchers, you heard it here. The album for Open Surgery, Absolute Destruction, is out now digitally. I can put the link for people who want to listen to it or buy it digitally. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.